Hello and welcome. This is episode 2 of the Mississippi Mockingbird series. It's the first video. We saw the expansion draft, saw our initial roster, saw them in action, and saw them fail miserably. And it's probably going to be a lot of that as we progress this season with a very weak roster. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the first draft of the Mississippi Mockingbirds, look at some of this young talent who will be coming in, filling our minor league system with the hopes of one day getting that call, getting asked, and getting brought up to the major leagues. And so without further ado, let's take a look. Before we do get in the draft, I want to take a look here at this point, June 5th, as we can see, 24 and 47, 19 games back at the South, so we are out of any kind of playoff hopes. As you can see, not even a batter over 300. We do have Luke and Baker here hitting 16 bombs, the team lead, but under the Mendoza line there on batting average, OPS under 100, negative .8 WAR, so not doing much unless he hits a home run. But our boy Greg Allen, 2.3 WAR so far here at this point in the season, having a solid year. Again, having the 110 OPS plus, 259 batting average. He has a career high in steals at 24. And just being a pretty key piece here early on in our expansion team there in center field. Looking at the rest of our offense, though, not much going. Same for the pitching side as, it's pretty much abysmal. Roenzi Contreras being our leader as far as a WAR basis and ERA. Just how we got here, looking at the team stats, you can see 5 and 6 down there in March. Thought we were going to be off to a good start because we swept the Rockies there in March. But again, the Rockies are terrible too, so not much of a surprise. April 8 and 19 and May 10 and 19, and off to a slow start in June. Our batting ranks at the very back, trailing there in the NL. The same for our pitching. Only really a defensive efficiency 8th in the NL and zone rating 5th. So doing pretty good there from a defensive standpoint, but got a lot of work to do if we want to be a playoff contender. We'll take a look at the standings. Let's get the expanded ones. So you can see here the AL East, really tight race. Orioles, Yankees, Red Sox all within one game, all with a plus run differential. So we'll be eager to see how that race ends up. Looks like the Twins, Guardians, and Tigers are in the hunt in the North. The Mariners and Athletics in the AL West. AL South, there's the Rangers on top with the Rays. And there's the other expansion team, the Black Barons, struggling mightily, negative 79 run differential. They are, I guess, technically better than us with a better record and better run differential. And then the rest of the divisions, as you can see here, Phillies with a sizable lead in the East. North has a couple of contenders, same for the West, and the Braves are walking away with the NL South. Now we'll take a look at the statistics, and not really any leaders for the Mockingbirds. As Mark Canha there, 355 batting average from the Detroit Tiger left fielder. It's kind of shocking. Ohtani with 26 bombs. You can see with the WAR there, quite a few with over 3. Acuna leading the way. And we do have a league leader, Garcia, 4th and 102 strikeouts. Looks like Baker is 4th with 275 at-bats. Not really the stats to be a competing team. And nothing here for pitching. But we do see Brian Wu, 7-0 with a 2.05 ERA. Pretty solid. All right, it's time for one of my favorite parts, the MLB Draft. You can see here we picked 31st right in front of the Black Barons. And so went ahead and fast forwarded. So we're at our pick here. Pick 31 first round, and this is what we got to work with. William Schmidt, love the stuff. I leave 3 elite pitches. Control kind of middle line, but high intelligence, so you like to see that. Currently the highest projected overall. Here's a high school bat and Miles Bailey. Some intense power potential, but going to strike out a lot, as you could see. Let's see. I think I'm just going to go Schmidt. I like what I see. I know it's extremely hard, but let's just roll with it. So the first player drafted for the Mississippi Mockingbird expansion is going to be William Schmidt. For the Black Barons, we're going to see Jonathan Santucci go there. And so let's go ahead and auto draft here. Second round, and I'm not really sure what we're going to do. I was pretty sold on Schmidt. I know he's a high school arm. It'll take some time to get up, but I don't know where we're going to go here with pick 2. I'd love to get a bat, maybe Robbie Dimitri. Good power. I do like that. Let's see, AJ Avasco. That's a pretty good line. I like this. All your far, good eye there, good defense, work ethic is high. So no, he's gonna really grind down there in the minors, waiting for that call. Let's see, McCall, B. Miller. Not a bad projection there. All right, it's kind of between some of these bats. Not really a college bat to note here in this part of the draft. I'm drawn to far. Hill, Riley Johnson, just okay batting, great defender. Cleveland, I like that. That's some pretty solid pitch and projection. Lavonas, I don't want to take a relief pitcher, but that's pretty solid. McLean, Mobley, maybe later on. All right, Dante's not terrible. Okay, Braylon Payne. I like the contact, the BABIP. Not much power, though. Good speed. So maybe Braylon Payne? Or do we go with another pitcher? I don't really want to go back-to-back pitchers. But McCall does have some solid projections there in his potential. Logan DeGroot, I mean, just kind of a average player. The power from Dimitri is tempting, I'm not going to lie. Man, I don't know. I may have to do some thinking. Again, Sawyer Farr, I enjoy the defensive ratings. It's not top tier or elite, but it is solid enough to be able to back up a pitcher and get him out of a jam. I don't know. I think I'm gonna take a look at some of these guys and really kind of fine tune who we're going to take here in the second round. So we'll be back shortly with that. All right, second round. I think we've narrowed it down. Again, I like Farr, but I really like Brian Payne's contact, his speed, and that defensive prowess and the high intelligence. Maybe a left fielder instead of the center fielder, but I'm thinking we're going to go here. I considered Dante Nori here, pretty similar profile, but coming here just to compare side by side. Payne, has a little bit of an edge as far as a batting profile, and then the speed is just is tempting. I mean, you're talking probably 50 plus steals type of guy. So I'm considering, but I do like Sawyer Farr. I do like the work ethic. All his personalities are in the green over there. I do enjoy the eye and at least a somewhat average gap power, maybe a 15 type homer guy. And then there's the third baseman, Dimitri, with that really high power projection. Let's just take a look here. DeGroot, he is projecting to be probably a better, well-rounded batter, but I can't get past the speed. And probably let's take a look at the defense. Worse arm for Payne, pretty much similar every other aspect. And Payne could probably play some infield if you trained him to it. So I'm probably I'm gonna go Payne. Let's go and drag it down, lock it in, and that'll be the second pick here of the draft. All right, third round. Went ahead and made a little bit of a short list just to kind of fine tune the guys I'm looking at. We still got McCall, Miller here. That curveball with that stuff, that high rating there. Probably gonna be a high strikeout type guy. Tiger, someone we may try to target late. And look, he doesn't even have fastball, just has an elite projected slider and curveball there, but not right now. Take a look at the batters. Logan DeGroot's still here, considered him last round. Dimitri, but my boy Farr, he's still here. So do I want the power far or just that shortstop? Maybe that guy who's going to be your everyday player. Riley Johnson, kind of average and boring, but he is at least coming out of college. Same can be said for Nick McLean, so a slightly better overall start for those two. But all these outfielders are kind of similar in profiles. Polk, OB, McLean, Torres, though, a little bit better contact than the others, but I'm going to go shortstop. I'm going to go ahead and get far. Lock it in. Black Barons are going to go right fielder there. Nick Mitchell. Let's move on. 4th round. Come back, see who's been sniped. We still have McCall there at the top of our list. Maybe where we go with this 4th pick. McCall, Ager there. Does have a good work ethic. I do like Cleveland. Just look at all these guys. All right, that's all the pitchers I got shortlisted. Is it McCall? High intelligence. Let's see what the director says. Levi Clark. Let's take a look. A catcher, pretty average batting, but okay. High work ethic and intelligence. Good job. I'm going to add him to the short list. Scouting director coming in clutch. We'll hopefully have that guy next time. We'll go ahead and get McCall here. Black Baron's going to go with a 3rd baseman. 5th round. There's Levi. So the catcher that he recommended is still here. And again, like the high work ethic and intelligence. So that's a good find. Yet now he's saying go a completely different direction. So I don't even know how much you can trust the scouting director recommendation. I do like Cleveland. It's lower control, but has some elite stuff there. Miro, that's all the pitchers. I'm going to go Cleveland, maybe. Or do I go Clark? Or do I go Dimitri? We've been looking at Dimitri a while. Yeah, that's a pretty solid projection for 5th round. Just one more look here at the pitchers. Yeah, so it's either Cleveland. As far as a pitcher, I would take Clark here just because of that being a catcher and having a high work ethic and intelligence. It's tough. Let's just do Cleveland. Let's just lock it in. All right. A pitcher for the Black Barons. Oh, man, a lot of pitchers just got taken off the board. Clark's still there. Let's go ahead and get it. Lock it in. Easy enough. Great find by our scouting director. Jackson Strong for the Black Barons. I'm pretty sure I've heard of him before. Not sure where. Anyway, 7th round. Deeper in the draft. This is where you can really find some of those just day-to-day players, maybe a utility person off the bench. But every now and then there's that superstar that rises up. So maybe that's who we have here with Robbie Dimitri. Going to strike out a pretty fair amount, probably above league average, but that power is interesting. Could be a future DH type guy. Not really going to play many positions, though. Not the best defensive profile. Pitchers starting to fall off as far as their ceilings. So I think we're going to go this guy. Robbie Dimitri. Lock it in. Let's go. All right. Black Barons take a pitcher. 8th round now. Lazaro Calera or Coyera. Whatever pronunciation you prefer. Maybe him. All these similar type outfielders. Probably never really going to make it. We're going to go with the pitcher maybe and see if he can break through down there in the minors. All right, starting to run out of guys. Got 9th round. Go ahead and get another pitcher. Mobley. I do like to have a lot of arms developing. Not sure how y'all play, but That's kind of my preference. Go ahead and grab Polk. And then I'm going to take a look at some of these other guys and conclude this draft here shortly. All right, into the draft, 11th round. Really not a lot, kind of a wasteland. Maybe you find the best players in the 11th round. I've not had that success, but there are 2 third basemen here. High profile, power, and hey, look at that. I do like that Richardson's from Mississippi, being the Mississippi Mockingbirds. Maybe it's a guy our fans will get behind. Maybe this guy will follow closely, see if he can make it. Let's draft him. All right, 12th round. Okay, the other third baseman here. So we'll double dip to third baseman with high power potential. Have a little bit of a story there, see who can beat out the other and make it to the big leagues first, if possible. All right, 13th round. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to call it. Let's see if the scouting director brings up a gem like he did earlier for us. Don't think so. So that's going to do it. I'm going to simulate the rest of the draft, and so we'll see how we wind up. All right, and again, just to close out, 7 guys here need to be signed, so we'll go ahead and try to get Schmidt, our first round pick. $7.5 million, set it. Oh my goodness. 3.2. You have a draft budget of $30 million. So, hey, this is going to be simple. We're just going to click through all these guys, meet their demand, and assume we'll get them all. I know some of these extremely hard guys, even though you meet the demand, they still are like, nah, fam, I'm going to test my luck. I'm going to go to college, especially with these high schoolers later on in the draft being a lower, I guess, slot. But again, they're telling us their demand. Maybe we'll get them. So we'll follow to see if we can get our 7 draft picks here. And so, with that, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I want to thank you for tuning in as we got to see the first official draft of the Mississippi Mockingbirds. In the next video, we're going to cover the trade deadline and go ahead and get us all the way through the end of the season because let's face it, we're not going to be in the playoff contention at all. You saw our record here in June. We'll see if we can better our team at the trade deadline and really start putting our focus in the off season to maybe, and I say that lightly because I don't want to make this easy. I know Juan Soto is option always in the first off season here in Out of the Park 25. I'm going to try to lay off of that. I'm going to try to do some lower profile type guys and really kind of grind this thing out. But anyway, that's still to come. I want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next time.